Okay. How do I already have a thumbs up? Thank you to give me whoever gave me that thumbs up. Hi Monette, how are you doing? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Over here resetting my cards. I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm just resetting these cards from yesterday. I'm well. My day's going well so far, thank God. It's been going really good. Okay, I can shuffle these. So I'm gonna do a general reading, and then I'll answer yes or no questions. But I should put subscriber mode on because let me see if it allows me to. I'll put it for 5 minutes. So I was telling my kid that I have to put subscriber mode just to prevent trolls. Because then they have to wait 5 whole minutes before they could start their shit. Let's see. I'm gonna save that for later. How come? How come? I sound like a bird. How come? How come? Why you felt bad for me? You weren't here and yesterday's, because I did another live last night, like after work, and oh my God, that was so funny. I don't know if you would check that reading out. Oh, you mean yesterday when the USCMA thing? You know what? You know what's funny? It was a test. You know what? If you're referring to that yesterday, I feel like it was a test because so I think if that was a test for me to see how I would react, but also to see if the answer would come out the same, and it did. It said no, and it's funny that it basically confirmed what I already said, that she had the choice to take to take that course if she wanted to, just to get more like education. But it was funny how the card still confirmed what I said. Because when I answer the questions, I not only say it, and sometimes I have to rephrase it, but I'm also looking at it on the screen, you know, so that it's not only me saying it, but also me looking at it. But I feel like maybe she just needed that extra confirmation, because she's like, no, but it's okay. It was okay, because the answer still came out the same. Okay, cool. Because that one, oh my God. After I did a couple of readings. I think I did 2 readings. And I did yes or no. But then a guy came, one of the guys watching, he asked about a video he posted. You got to see it, because it was so funny. That was so funny. So, all right. So let's see what the gossip is for today. I'm using the What's the Gossip deck. Okay, spreading this cards. What's the gossip message for today? What does this collective need to know? Who is currently watching or may watch the replay later on? What messages does the collective need to know at this time? That's for the highest and greatest good on this St. Patrick's Day. Wake-up call, spiritual awakening, sudden clarity, urgent awareness, can't ignore him anymore. It's like an epiphany. Someone's getting an epiphany. I know sometimes if you're wanting things to be a certain way, but then it's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, you have to stop being in denial, stop being delusional. Let's see what else. Lessons learned, side piece. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to show you the cards. At the bottom, it says shadow work, facing hidden fears, exploring darker emotions, accepting imperfections, meet your darker self. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You listening is good enough, you know. Thank you so much. So the first card we have is wake up call, spiritual awakening, sudden clarity, urgent awareness, can't ignore anymore. So someone's getting a sudden, like a shocking clarity, understanding about something. I don't know if somebody is realizing that they're a side piece or someone has a side piece. It says secret romance, hidden affairs, being second choice, only late night calls. And then lessons learned, wisdom gained, completing cycles, growth through experience, I'm wiser now. And it's funny that the shadow work card came out, because sometimes people do end up in these types of situations where they choose to be the side piece. They don't mind, you know, possibly having access to someone who's already in a relationship or in a commitment, and just having just be, you know, just getting the attention, like feeling they're one-upping the spouse in some way, or the other person's partner. But then it's also someone maybe realizing that they are a side piece and that they're not a priority to whoever they're dealing with. And it's like having that realization is like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I connecting to these types of energies? Why am I connecting to these types of people? What is going on inside of me that's allowing me to settle for something that doesn't really align with what I want for myself? But with the life lessons, it's like, and the shadow work, it's like looking at what you need to do, what cycles you need to close out, what changes do you need to make, facing those fears, because maybe some people like to be be in side piece situations or third party situations because they do have a fear of commitment. So if they're the third party in a committed relationship, hi Kevin, how you doing? I was just talking about you. I didn't say your name, but I just did. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, shadow work and lessons learned. So somebody is like having that understanding and needing to understand what parts of them that they have to change so they don't continue to be in these types of dynamics where they're in a third party. But like I was saying, like some people may feel like they're not ready to be in a relationship or ready to commit to someone, and don't mind having the attention or of someone who's already committed to something else, but just having like the benefits, you know, like of someone like loving on them as much as you could love on a side piece, right? A third party situation. You know, doing things together like a couple without being a couple, without the commitment of being a couple. And it doesn't have to be a third party situation. It could just be like somebody's realizing they don't want to engage in this types of relationships, you know, like situationships, friends with benefits, fuck buddy type situations, you know? Because, you know, sometimes just like sometimes when you are in bed and then these little ideas, these thoughts pop up in your mind, and you're like, why am I, you know, you start thinking about something and then you start analyzing it. And only the way you can analyze things when you're in bed at night, you know, where your mind goes wild, where you have no choice but to see and understand and process whatever thoughts are coming to your mind without distraction, right? And it's like, why am I dealing with this person? You know, like, why am I not in a relationship? You know, and then you start thinking, you're like, did I have a bad experience? You know, am I afraid? Is it because I saw my parents break up? Is it because I never seen healthy relationships and it seems like it's safer to not be in a relationship, have the benefits of a relationship without the responsibility of a relationship? Maybe somebody's not wanting to be responsible, because when you are in a relationship, you have to be not only responsible for how you treat another person, but also take responsibility and ensure that they're taking care of you. Like, you're holding up boundaries, you're establishing boundaries, there's respect, there's communication, there's honesty, there's vulnerability. Not everybody wants that. So maybe that's what someone has been thinking about, you know. Those types of things usually come when you're like so relaxed and then your mind has nothing but to bombard you with all these thoughts and you have nothing else to do but process them. You can't be in denial of them. You can't distract these thoughts away as much as you may try. They may even found you in your dreams, you know, and sometimes you can have a dream and then you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? You know, I have dreams like that. So I know other people have to have dreams that kind of give them some sort of understanding about a situation that they experience. Sometimes the dream isn't like, it doesn't show them, but it gives like a message that resonates to their waking world, you know, like their 3D world. You know what I mean? It could be too, because I see energy vampires as well. I'm good, thank you, Heaven. Energy vampires, draining connections, toxic influence, protect your energy, time to cut cords. Yeah, I don't know if some people are in these types of connections where they do feel like some sort of bond, or they call it, I was watching this video, I'm watching too many damn videos on Instagram, but it makes you think. It's talking about how people, when you have intimacy with someone, then you create a soul tie with them. And then that's why it's important not to be having so many partners, because then you're having like so many ties with so many different people, you know? Thank you, Kevin. You had me laughing yesterday a lot. You had me laughing a lot. Unintentionally though. So if someone is in a third party situation, sometimes if they're not happy in their relationship, they can be going outside of the relationship and they may have been sucking the life out of you and being an energy vampire, being just toxic or whatever. But I feel like if you're, or anybody in this type of relationship dynamic, there is a toxicity in it. It's within oneself and it's within the connection itself, the two people, you know, because it's like two people are basically not being the healthiest. You know, they're operating off shadow fears and not committing to something more than just a good time. You know, that's what I'm getting from those cards. I don't know who that relates to. Let me see what else comes out. I don't want to use this cards. Oh, let me just go back to this deck. I'm going to take these 2 cards out because I feel like that relates. I want to see what else comes out. So if you're new here, my name is Tan. My channel is Artemis Oracle. I'm an Oracle and Tarot card reader. In about 15 more minutes. Thank you. So in about 15 more minutes, I'm going to answer yes or no questions. Thank you for the compliment. Remember what I said yesterday? I don't want my head to get big because then the glasses will break. I know I got them from Amazon. They don't cost that much, but still, I don't want to break these glasses. Gotta stay grounded. Ooh. Okay, recharge, mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. What is this in connection to? Unbothered. Yeah. If there's like a lot of drama going on around you, you just gotta like detach from it as best you can. Oh, closure came out. Rebound. That's interesting. You know, it kind of aligns with this reading that I just did with the side piece and lessons learned and wake-up call, shadow work, energy vampires. So if some of you are deciding to detach from this type of connection, because I see rebound. I don't know if some of you, this could have been a rebound relationship. You could still be a rebound with somebody in a relationship or not in a relationship. That could be why someone doesn't really want to commit to a relationship because of a past relationship not working out and wanting to get over somebody quickly. Like they say, if you want to get over somebody, you have to get under someone. That type of thing. So that it could have been that type of connection too. But sometimes when you have that type of connection, you might hook up with somebody that is just like a Hoover or a vacuum cleaner, you know? No flirting with me, Kevin, okay? Please. And I'm a Scorpio, okay? So yeah, you know we're bad. I'm toxic, just so you know. Recharge. Mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break. So if some of you are detaching from the situation, like because you've had this sudden realization, this could be advice that, the time away from this particular person is going to allow you to regain your energy, for you to, recover from whatever it is that actually harmed you. And if it was somebody or this connection itself, it's what's going to allow you to come back to being yourself. You reconnecting to yourself, coming back stronger, for past experiences where I could say I've been in situations where I've dealt with people like this. Sometimes if this is you, if you resonate with this, and I'm just going by my own experience, and this is from years, I had like a boyfriend that I broke up with in last February. Oh, worst. I mean, he wasn't that bad, but it was a toxic situation overall. And it's like when you separate from this person, it's like you had to do some sort of like rehab, in a way. You have to go through like the withdrawals. I mean, I was like done already. I did cold turkey with that guy. But you have to rest, you have to recover, you have to sleep, reconnect to the things that you really want, things that really build up your energy, build up your confidence, make you happy, make you fill you with joy, and it doesn't involve another person filling you, if you know what I mean, right? So it's you, moving on, taking care of yourself, but then being unbothered, peace despite chaos. There may be drama going on around you. It could be the person you're detaching from wanting to come back, and sink their teeth into you if they were an energy vampire. But it says the peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. So it's like when you're realizing you no longer want to engage in the situation, especially if you were like in a third party situation, you're like closing out that cycle, because it's like you're understanding your value, you're understanding what are the root causes for you engaging in these types of connections and why it's important for you to free yourself from this, So I like this. It ties in with the lessons learned, because once you understand yourself and why you get caught up in these types of situations, it's what allows you to heal, because that's what recharging is allowing you to heal, you know? Yeah. I already have a Sag in my life. Though he's just a friend. I have a Sag in my life. My grandmother was a Sagittarius. Hi, Marcia, how are you? So I think that like once you have this understanding and you understand like the root causes, you're able to move away, detach, and find peace. You know, no longer wanting to lower your standards, no longer trying to fill a void with empty relationships that are not going anywhere, and even wasting your time and energy on people who aren't worth it, you know? I feel like this is like a continuation of that reading. So I feel like that's the advice, you know, or that's the outcome once you have that realization. It takes time though, because if you're like, this is a really like addictive in the sense that it's like really good that you don't want it to end, but then it's starting to like really eat at you, and not in a good way. Yes, I go on during my lunch break, Marcia. My lunch break. And then I go on again after work. No, thank you, Kevin. You already have 2 lovely lady friends, the Leo and the Pisces. I did not forget, you know. I don't want to be on your roster. You have like a roster of the zodiac. You're like, I have Pisces, check. Leo, check. This Scorpio is not going to end up on the roster. Go find another Scorpio. I mean, I had another guy who was like constantly like flirting with me. I ended up having to hide him. Hopefully it's not you. Nah, no. It's okay. You can keep them. It's okay. Hello. Hello, Goody. I'm going to call you Goody. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Ooh. Okay, what is it? Thank you for the likes. Let's see, have about 7 more minutes. Do I want to use this deck? It was funny because earlier I was talking about dreams, so how sometimes you can have a dream and it kind of gives you some information that you can relate to your waking world or your 3D world. And then I get this card that says that dream wasn't prophetic. You just ate too much cheese. You know, sometimes you just have a dream. It just doesn't mean anything because like I was saying, when we're sleeping or, you know, sometimes we receive a lot of information throughout the day and our mind is trying to process it. And that's why we have these weird ass dreams. Sometimes it is prophetic. I can attest to that, you know? But just like a weird ass dream like that, like aliens and asteroids and wedges of cheese, it's random. Maybe the sign from that dream is maybe you need to lay off the lactose, you know? Other one. Astrology. Astrology isn't a personality disorder. I like this because you know how people are like, I'm a Scorpio. I'm like this because I'm a Scorpio, or I'm a Leo, or I'm a Cancer, you know? No, that's just you. That don't got nothing to do with your star sign. Just so everybody knows, if you don't know about how your star sign works, or your sun sign, that's just where the sun is when you were born. If you like really want to know more about astrology and your astrology, you do a birth chart, and you look that up on Google. You search free birth chart. I use Cafe Astrology, and there's another one, but I like Cafe Astrology. And you give them the information, like the time you were born, where you were born, and your date of birth. You don't have to put your name, and it tells you everything. It tells you what your rising sign is, your sun sign, your moon sign, and what signs you have in each planet. And then it gives you and explains to you what it means. And it's interesting. So that's a good way to learn about yourself. So when people say, I'm a Scorpio, you know, it's like, no, you're still a person, and you're using your sign as an excuse to be a bitch or an asshole or whatever, you know, or a sex addict. I was watching a reader, and she was saying that, because they say Scorpios are highly sexual, but I think it's true. But I think we're only like that with the right people. If we're not with the right people, no, we're not. It has to be the right person, you know? So it depends, you know? But I just threw that out there because of that card. Astrology isn't a personality disorder. Your zodiac sign isn't your personality. It's a part of your personality, but it's not it entirely. Zodiac equals crazy. Let's see what else comes out. Got about 3 minutes. It's destiny, right? This card always makes me laugh. If it comes back, it's either meant to be or it's a roach. Oh my God, he came back to me. He loves me. No, he's a roach. He came back because he knew you have the good snacks. No. It's funny because yesterday someone asked me, like, how would I be able to move on knowing somebody still misses me? But I had to tell them, just because they miss you or you miss them doesn't mean you have to get back together. You know, you can miss people without having to reunite with them, you know? And I told her that if he wants to come back, then let him come back. Don't wait, don't stop, just keep moving forward, right? I would say that same advice to a man, you know? But yeah, sometimes it's not, just because they come back doesn't mean anything, you know? Especially if you know how they are, how they behave, how they operate, their intentions, or their intentions were revealed, and you tolerated them, and they know that you love them. Of course they're gonna come back if they think they could get away with doing the same shit, you know? Like a snake is a snake, a roach is a roach, or whatever insect you don't like. Any creature you don't like, that's what it is. If it comes back and you don't want it to come back, you know? I mean, if it was a toxic toxic situation, but it could have been a toxic situationship. Because I didn't mean to say that, but it came out. If it was a toxic situationship, then you know, it's just because the person comes back doesn't mean it's meant to be. That is destiny. It's just, they're just trying to restart that cycle. And it's a matter of understanding or realizing, are you going to jump back on that karmic wheel? Are you going to go on that hamster wheel with this person? Or are you going to see that you deserve more, that you deserve better? You know? Anything else? One more card, that's it. And then why did I do that? Don't blame me. Mercury retrograde. We're currently in a Mercury retrograde. It ends on the 20th, which is this Friday. But we do have a 3-week shadow period, post-shadow period. So we're maybe still feeling the effects of that. And that could be why somebody's coming back too. That roach, that cucaracha, that's why that person's coming back. But Mercury retrograde didn't make you text your ex. You did that sober. Yeah, so if you're doing something that you know you shouldn't do, especially if it involves inviting a roach back into your life, know that you chose to do it. Don't try to blame a planet, your zodiac sign, or anything. I'm like, yes, it can happen, but just because it comes back around doesn't mean you have to entertain it, you know? Like if, when you go on a roller coaster, once you finish, do you stay on it and then go back on the roller coaster? If you want to, you do, if you enjoyed the ride. But if you didn't like the ride, you just get the fuck off the line and you keep it moving. You're like, okay, I'm never doing that again, But it's a choice, With Mercury retrograde, regardless, it's a choice. You have free will. The planet cannot tell you what the hell to do. It just makes you revisit certain things and it basically gives you a check-in to see if you've healed. Have you grown? Have you evolved? Are you going to make the same mistake twice or 3 times or 4 times, however many times, Yeah. So that was that message. Now I'm going to go into the yes or no deck. I hope that was entertaining in some way, enlightening, gave you some insight. So now I'm going to be answering yes or no questions for subscribers. I hope everybody's having a good day. If you're new here, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an Oracle and Tarot card reader. And if you're a subscriber or have been for the last 5 minutes, I can answer your yes or no question. Just so you know, the yes or no question is with one card. And if the card is in the upright, it's a yes. And if it's in the reverse, it's a no. And if I feel inclined, I will explain why that specific card came out in that specific position. So if you have a question, you can put it in the chat right now. Okay, reversing half the deck. Let's see. Are there any yes or no questions? If not, just so I don't let time waste, I could do another reading with another oracle deck. I have 2 love oracle decks. Let's see. Yesterday when I went on my live after work, the song that I shared, it ended up getting I got a copyright thing. Thank God the artist allows it to be used. So I didn't get a copyright strike. Thank God. Okay. Just in case it was the song by Archers. It was called Before You Go. Such a beautiful song. I like both versions. There's a rock version, the original version, and then there's the version where it's an acoustic. Both are beautiful. Well, the acoustic one is more beautiful. The other one's like more rock. All right, so no one's asking me a question. That might be because some people are just waiting for their 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do another oracle reading. I'm using the Maruk X Clarifying Love Situations deck. Can I get 3 cards, Spirit, for the collective for today? St. Patrick's Day, or whenever this reading may resonate with the collective. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my favorite color, green. First card, it's a date. Wants to put in the effort. Appointment, meeting in person, date, rendezvous, courtship, getting to know each other. Let's see what else comes out. Apology. Baby steps and apology. Wants to take things slow. Progress, little wins, small advances, starting small, no hurry, dragging their feet. Oh, I got a text message. Okay. And apology, coming in to renew lost love or love lost. Forgiveness, returning gift, not over, closure, confession, regrets, making things right. You know the song, Not Over? It's not over. Didn't do it right this time around. It's let's start over. Because a part of me is dead and in the ground. This love is killing me, but you're the only one. Let's start over. That song came out of mine. Just so you know, I'm also a singer. I channel music. Okay. Yeah, I think someone is wanting to come forward, right? There might be definitely slow, Knight of Pentacles type energy here with the baby steps, but it's being very methodical, being sure that, you know, when it's a date, that implies planning, you know? So someone's planning to come forward. It says December 25th. I don't know if something happened during Christmas Day, or that could be somebody's birthday, or it could be the 25 may be significant, 25th, or reduce it down to a 7. That could be significant to someone. It could be a birthday. That 25 could be an age, you know. Someone is like planning to come forward, and they're doing this tentatively, and they're wanting to apologize. They're wanting your forgiveness for something. Okay, I have to check this message because it's about my son. Okay, that's my kid's father. Okay. I don't know if he's here in the chat. I'm having a good day. Thank you for checking in on me. Sometimes he watches my lives. We're not together, but he's a very supportive friend. But coming into, I think somebody wants to renew something with you. They want to apologize. They want your forgiveness. They have regrets. They may be confessing something to you. What the confession can be is that they don't want to be away from you, that they want to reunite, reconcile. But like I said, this person may be moving very tentatively. The 25th, someone may reach out to you on the 25th of March. That's possible. That's possible. True gem. Oh yeah, because they value you. Yeah, if they were out there trying to look for something better, they realize that there is no one that can compare to you. There is no competition. You know, nobody competes with you. A connection worth saving. Valuable jewelry, quality, authentic, hard to find, real, 1 in a million, perfect beauty. Yeah, I feel like hopefully this person didn't cheat, you know, because now you see my value after you fucked Susan. Why I said Susan? That's the first name I thought of. Now you see my value? You know, it's so funny. I talked about value and underneath was finances. And then earlier we were talking about epiphany, you know? The earlier reading with what's the gossip deck, we were talking about the wake-up call. Yeah, someone's just like realizing that there's no one that compares to you at all. If they thought the grass was greener, they realized very quickly that it's not. That it was, what you call that? What they call it? That surf, what they call it? You know, in the soccer field? Turf? Something? Turf? I don't know. They found out that's what that grass was. It looked all nice and lush and green, but they realized it was shredded plastic. Hopefully they didn't go with some plastic chick. Because automatically I just thought of somebody with like plastic, you know, like Coke bottle, but everything's fake. Lips, tits, hips, everything, you know, fake. And they're like, what? I had a real person, a real woman, an authentic woman, a genuine woman, and the sense that you're real. not only outside, but inside. And they want to come forward. I don't know if this is someone worth taking back. You know, if they were messing what they call a mattress Ashley or something like that. I heard that on Instagram a couple of years ago. That always stood with me. Oh, Lordy Jesus. Since no one is asking yes or no question. Oh, I only got 9 minutes. Okay. Let's clarify this very quickly. Oh, thank you, puppets. Welcome. You know why? Because I'm not meant for everybody. So if you're a creator and not everybody's seeing your stuff, you're not getting the visibility that you want, it's because it's not your time to shine, or because you're not for everybody. You're very niche. I'm niche. You know, not everybody's gonna like me. But thank you. Thank you. That's just me trying to be my authentic self. Silly, smart, funny. But let's clarify that it's a date. Also trying to be incite wisdom, you know, because I do take this seriously. But sometimes you have the choice about whatever situation you're going through. You can laugh or cry. I'd rather laugh, you know, because that really lightens the mood. So what is this? It's a date. Who wants to put the effort? Okay. Yeah, see, somebody was holding back. They probably were being, you know, let's say someone wasn't cheating, because that's like a side message. Not everybody leaves or ends a situation because there was infidelity, right? But sometimes somebody doesn't want to give. You know, they were hoarding their energy, they're hoarding their love. And it might be because they've experienced some stuff in the past that they realize, like, I can't overgive, I can't overlove. Even though, what is that? You know, is there such a thing as overgiving, as overloving? I think you could give too much to the wrong people, right? But if you're like me, I'm like that, but it's just a matter of having boundaries, right? But maybe somebody has experience where they felt like they gave a lot, but didn't get anything in return. So they may be now realizing, having that epiphany that they haven't been investing in the relationship, that they haven't been giving fairly, and that may be why they're wanting to now put in the effort. Wants to put in the effort is like the key phrase of this deck. I mean, the specific card wants to put in the effort. So now the person's probably gonna be more giving, more generous, more loving than they have in the past. But it may be something that they need to take baby steps with, because, you know, it's like when you start to want to give to somebody again, or to start to give, because of past situations, you may like take things slow. You like do little things, and eventually it be grander gestures. But you want to make sure those little things are appreciated. You know, they're like little tests. So this could be you. You know, it could be vice versa. You know, take it as it resonates. So I feel like somebody was holding back because of that, but they're no longer wanting to hold back because this card is in the reverse. So I split the deck and reversed it. So. For yes or no questions, but it works here, right? There's a reason for this. So let's see baby steps. What is baby steps? So I thank you so much for joining, and joining meaning you're watching, you're engaging with me, you're giving me a like, you're subscribing. I really appreciate it. You know, it does mean a lot. Tell me about baby steps. Okay. We got 3 cards. Judgment. The sea is like, I was talking about somebody wants to come back, right? And the cards are basically saying that too. They want to revive the situation. They want to bring life to it, because there's been some sort of message, some sort of judgment that they've made, or something that they've reconciled within themselves, and then maybe what's causing them to come forward. But like I said, it was baby steps. The Knight of Swords in reverse is indicating someone, like, usually the Knight of Swords can be seen as someone who is impulsive, doesn't really think too much, and that's like in the negative sense. But if I read it that way, and maybe the person probably was impulsive in the past with how they gave. You may resonate with this, or you know, vice versa, however. But it's like now you're like, okay, I want to provide the situation, but I'm going to change my approach. You know, I'm not going to be as rash or impulsive with the way I give. I'm gonna, like I said, give little by little, just to see, you know, if it's appreciated. It may come, some of you may have thought this person was breadcrumbing you, you know, but I think it's just like a test. They may have been testing you to see if you appreciate those things, and then they'll start to up the ante. And with the manifestation, with magician too, you may have seen this person is possibly manipulative because you did think they were well, I was going to say brainwashing. Maybe you thought they were brainwashing you, but it was breadcrumbing, I wanted to say. Some of you may have thought this person was trying to brainwash you. Groom you? That's a side message. Because sometimes people do that. They're like, this is all I'm going to give you. And this is all you should accept, because this is all I'm going to give you. You may have thought that the person may have been doing this to be manipulative in some way. But there may be a method to their madness. So, and sometimes people can have clarity, understanding. We had the epiphany card that they realized that if they were holding back, that could have been seen as manipulative too. Some people could be like, wait a minute, I was doing that, and I could understand why. Hi, puppet dance. I had to do that. I like to dance too, but I'm not a puppet. Have you ever heard that song Puppet? From, I forgot her name. It starts with an F. Hi, Hope, how are you? Okay, I only got 2 minutes and I'm not gonna be able to do a yes or no question. So if you want me to do one, I think you should try to catch up with me after. Hi, Connie. So I'm not answering any yes or no questions until after work. That's after 5 p.m. I most likely will go on after 5 p.m. So I'll schedule it, and then you'll see what time I will come on. It's Eastern time. So let's see what this apology is about. This person might be apologizing for disappointing you, for causing sadness. You know, they're reflecting on the past, and they want to apologize. And maybe you're like stuck looking at what has happened when this person comes back around, and you may be a bit hesitant, or maybe may have reservations, because this person may be wanting to come back to reunite, but you're not sure if this person is going to go back to the past behavior, you know? And that may be, because you have the King of Wands. You may have thought this person, if this resonates with you at all, that this person was manipulative, selfish, egotistical, you know? Yeah, that they were not putting in the work or the effort, and they were not like giving you the love that you were probably giving them. Or it could be just them. They're having that realization, you know, and no longer wanting to play games, realizing that the stuff, when people play games, it is manipulative in its own right. So maybe the person's like apologizing for playing these games and wanting to let you know that they've changed, or they have a realization that their behavior was unacceptable, and they're taking accountability because they see the value in you, because we have true gem and finances. And they know that you're not somebody that they can ever come across, especially if you shared really lovely memories together, besides the disappointment that they may have caused you. And the card says, thinking about past events. That's what shows up here too. Okay, so that's the reading. I really appreciate you all for joining and giving me a like and engaging with me. If you want me to answer yes or no questions later on today, I'll be going on after 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna try to put schedule it so you can know exactly when, and you could probably put a notification if you're subscribed. So I thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day. If you are in the U.S., I don't know where else they celebrate it. Maybe Ireland. I could be wrong. I don't know if that's a U.S. holiday, but I'm sending you lots of love and light, and hope to see you later on today. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, Hope. See you later. I try, Hope. I try. I see you later, guys.